Hello there, Tim from the Gravelist. Here we are taking a look at this build. I think I've got all the parts needed to build up this Syre Punkcake. We've got SRAM rival cranks here, 175 40 tooth chainring. We got the SRAM rival axis rear derailleur. So we're gonna do a 1x12, or yeah, 1x12? 12 speed, and do wireless shifting. Protective tape that I'm gonna put along the bottom because I like to throw this thing over my truck and I don't wanna scrape up the down tube. And we've got some wheels coming from Envy. They're gonna be some carbon gravel wheels that we're gonna test out. I think they're the AG25s. And here we go. We're sitting here about a year later from when I first started filming this video. We can call this a long-term review. The size frame that I was sent was a size 55. Normally I'm like a 53-ish, 52, 54, depending on who makes the bike. But I'm 5'9" with a 31.5-inch inseam. Cover some geo specs on the size 55 frame that I was sent. The stack is 577, the reach is 375, the head tube angle is 71.5, head tube is 155, seat tube angle is 72.5, the standover height is 805, the wheelbase is 1009, chainstay length is 420. Fork length is 390, fork rake is 50. Now, all of these numbers kind of put this bike in a very interesting place, I feel. One, it has short chain stays that promote kind of like liveliness and springiness and flickability. Meanwhile, it's got a really high stack, so it's nice and upright. The reach is short, so I like shorter reaching bikes because it makes it fit, you know, the reach is short, so it feels a little more comfortable and puts you a little bit more upright, which is a good thing. Some people like to be super tucked and super aero, but get yourself a race gravel bike if you want this. I don't think this is a race gravel bike. It's definitely more kind of well-rounded, although the shorter chainstays do make it feel very fast. And overall, I love the geometry of it. Like if I were to custom design my own gravel bike based off of what I like, I would have short chainstays, I'd have a short reach, and I'd have a high stack. So this bike has all of those. So I appreciate it very much. Now, up until this point, you've seen this bike be built up as a flat bar gravel bike. And while I love the flat bar build of it, I went back to a drop bar just because that's a little bit more what I'm used to. Let's just take a look at the build. We went with the rival shifters and brake levers. The cabling goes underneath it if you do it right, and they just go right into the frame and then drop down out the back. Or if you have a mechanical drivetrain, you can have that there as well. But I went wireless, and that allowed me to do a mullet setup where I have the Eagle GX right there with the rival cranks, and we got that paired with a huge 10 to 50 Eagle cassette in the back. Now that gave me so much range because I use this bike on-road and off-road, mostly off-road, and the gravel events that I was in, I definitely needed that because there was just a ton of climbing. We stuck with the Envy AG25s paired up with the Gravel King SS Pluses, set up tubeless. These are 43C, and the beautiful thing about this bike is that it can take up to a 2.5-inch tire. That's basically what modern day mountain bikes have. A 2.5-inch tire on a gravel bike is monstrous. Even these 43s look kind of small. There's just so much clearance up front and tons of clearance out back. That's why this gravel bike I'm gonna dub the most versatile and like beefy gravel bike that I've ever had the privilege of riding. At the mounting points, you got two right here for bottle cages, and then you have, I don't know how many down here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes all the way underneath the bottom bracket area so that you can mount whatever you want on there. Oh, look at that little heart down there. Just lots of clean little touches that Syre's done with this bike. I like all the decals in the back there too. It's got the mountains or the trees right there. Just kind of promoting for you to get outside. And you can see that I've beaten the crap out of it. You can tell by the handlebars right there. I biffed it big time on this recent gravel event, but you guys will see that. So in the rest of this video, you're gonna see me and just a whole bunch of different riding clips from on-road to off-road, and just hear my thoughts about this bike as I'm riding it over the past year. So long-term review. It's been just like an absolute blast to ride, and it looks freaking sick. Like this bike, I don't deserve this bike. It's too nice for me. At the end, I'll wrap it up with my final thoughts, and yeah, let's just get to it. Absolutely flying. Off-road, downhill, feeling confident. Long wheelbase. Long reach, but oh shit! Punch it up, punch it up, let's go, let's go. Look at that, high enough bottom bracket, didn't bottom out on that route. I mean, all I can do is smile on this bike when I'm on this stuff. Long wheelbase, long reach, short stem. That's kind of modern geometry. Punchy short chain stays. Ridden. You know what, I have zero complaints about this bike. Any poppage? Nothing, dude. This fucking bike rips. God, good job being ahead of the game too. This bike came out in 2019 or something, 2020. I'd say this one probably close rivals the Mog right now in terms of its geo and purpose. 100%. So fun to go down on. Ah. Some blackberries, eh, bud? We're out here on Syre. About to go ride our faces off. Absolutely gorgeous, very comfortable. We got a solid climbing effort right now, and this thing climbs. I think that the shorter chain stays really help keep this thing feeling like it's pushing you forward, and the seat angle is not super steep, but also not too slacked out, kind of in between there. So shorter stays help make this thing feel like it's propelling forward, which is sick. Now we're about to make our way up Hawk Hill, and here we are in Bay Area. There's the city. Boom, baby. Yes, dude. Oh, yeah, brother. This bike feels amazing. Steady, not too steep. Fucking walks out right here though. Oh God, here's what I feel. I feel very, oh shit, upright. It's a little twitchy. That's just on me though, because I shortened the stem. Free bike clean. Can you film? Try if you can ride it. Oh. Thank you. Mid-ride snack. Good stuff. Oh, look at this hauling ass. Fancy candy.
like some vitamin or something.
Mid-ride update. This bike it's upright, stable on the downs, easy on the climbs, dude. Am I right? Oh. I mean, dude, this bike climbs and it feels very comfortable. Short reach, somewhat relaxed riding position, but yeah, perfect for off-road. And man, I'll tell you, those short stays are what really help make this thing feel like whippy on the down. You know, you can really turn the back wheel easy, but also jam forward and you feel like this. So you just pull the wheel up a little bit. That's what I think I'll do. Set this thing up with a Eagle derailleur, 10 to 52 cassette, keep a 42 up front, and then this thing will be adventure ready. Fits me perfect. This is a 55. At first I thought that was going to be too big. I'm 5'9" with a 31.5-inch inseam, and it fits. I did have to shorten the stem, so this is like I think this is like a 60 mil stem. Mount Tam. The whole Bay Area. You too, brother. What you said? She said, you guys suck, work harder. Yes, sir, hello. Dude. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. She cooks, baby. Okay, so it feels a little twitchy going that fast. I think that's because of me. Like, I mean, I shortened the stem, so it's got a different riding characteristic now. Still fun, though.
Okay. What a time to be in the bike world. There are so many bikes out there, and I just kind of want to wrap things up. As I'm sitting here editing this video, it's gone a little bit too long, but here we go. Here are my final thoughts on this bike after owning it for 1 whole year. When I first saw this bike show up on my Instagram feed, I was like, dang, that thing looks awesome. You know, I want a fast feeling bike, but I also don't want a race bike. I want it to be comfortable. I don't want to feel like I'm hunched over the whole time, but I also don't want to be like so slacked out that I'm just like pedaling in front of me, you know? There's applications for those types of bikes, but the one gravel bike that I'd want it to just, you know, get me to and from work, have fun on the road rides with my friends on the weekend and keep up a little bit. But then also just rip on some off-road stuff. And this bike absolutely ticks all of those boxes for me. I keep going over the chainstay length, but I really like bikes that have short chainstays. This bike has a 420 millimeter chainstay length, so that's nice and short, while still allowing for a 2.5-inch tire. That's absolutely huge. I mean, that's mountain bike stuff. I would say you could definitely get away with a short bike packing adventure with this bike, just because it has all the mounting points on it. It doesn't have anything on the top tube or fender mounts for that, but you can definitely strap some of those on there. And again, the geometry of it has you a little bit upright, so pedaling long hours would be no big deal. As I sit here and reflect over the past year that I've had it, it's always been the one that I've kind of gone to when I want to go for a ride. It also looks beautiful. I mean, the paint job on it's out of this world. The geometry of it and the build that I have with it, I love the way that it looks. And if you don't love the way your bike looks and you don't want to take pictures of it all the time, then like, why do you have a pretty bike? You know what I mean? All of that stuff just kind of, for me at least, makes me want to ride more. Another thing is that the weight of this bike comes in at, with pedals and cages, let me go grab that, I'll be right back. So we're just gonna see how much it weighs. I've got pedals and 2 bottle cages, and the bottle cages that I have on it are not even like cool ones. They're just literally pulled off of like old mountain bikes that I had. But anyway, you can get much lighter. Yes, sir. With pedals and with pedals and 2 cages, you're looking at 20 pounds on the dot. We got 20 pounds and 0.5 ounces. And if we go into kilos, we're looking at 9.095 kilograms. That is one light gravel bike. And I even had this thing down to 19 pounds when I first built it up. I think these bottle cages are doing me a disservice for sure. So yeah, I've had an absolute blast over the past year on this bike. Stay tuned because there's a lot more content coming up. I am gonna post a video of me doing a gravel event on this bike, and that was a lot of fun actually. But stay tuned because there's gonna be a bunch of more content with the Punkcake, but also a bunch of more videos coming out with a lot of different bikes. You guys are in for some really cool stuff in the future. Anyway, if you have any questions specifically about this bike or the build, please leave a comment down below. I'll make sure to answer all of your questions. If you find my stuff entertaining, please consider subscribing and also follow me on Instagram at @thegravelist_. Have yourself a beautiful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace. Your boy did it. Yeah. Oh yeah. How'd that look?